Now that we've changed the checkout button for our WordPress Ultra Simple PayPal shopping cart plugin, how else can we change the shopping cart to make it look the way we want? Well, keep in mind, for one thing, your theme is controlling a fair bit of this shopping cart already. Okay, things like the colors of these links and so forth. Things like the coloring of your text. A lot of that is already controlled by your style sheet. There are some things, though, that can be controlled by yourself. Some of them would actually have to be changed in the style sheet for the plugin, which is a little bit dangerous because when the plugin gets updated, your changes get erased. So as much as you can, you want to make changes in your style sheet, like we did with the checkout button. The checkout button was done on our own style sheet. Let's try to do as much as we can that way. Okay, for example, there's a fair bit of space here between these two lines, what's called line height. It seems awfully wide. So how do we change that? Well, first of all, let's find out what this is. We're using Firebug in Firefox, but again, there are these tools for looking at your style sheet in most browsers, like in Chrome and Internet Explorer. So we know now that this is a widget A. So there's actually nothing, this is our regular style sheet for a theme. There's nothing that's controlling that through the style sheet for the plugin. Let's go up to TD, up to the cell level. Is there anything controlling line height there? It's called cart link. That's what the cell is called. No, there's nothing controlling that. So what we know we can do is we could take this cart link and we could style it the way we want with our line height. Now, just to be safe, we use what's called targeting. We just make sure that there's no other cart link on the page. We only want the cart link that is here in shopping cart class. Okay, so how do we do that in CSS? Let me show you in the text editor. Here's where we were working with the PayPal button. Now, here's where I put in the shopping cart class, and then I'm specifying TD, the table cell, called cart link. I want a line height of 12 pixels. Make it a little shorter. All right. Let's copy that. I'm going to do this through FTP. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to actually edit my style sheet right on the server. Now again, normally I would do this in my text editor, save it, upload the file, and so forth. But here we're going to do it live right into the style sheet. There we go. So now I scroll down to the bottom here, where there's my PayPal button code that I put in. Now I'm going to put in this for the cart link, and I save it. And now when I refresh, let's just get that eliminated. When I refresh, now these are tighter together. It makes more sense, easier to read. Speaking of tight together, notice that as we get larger amounts in here, these delete buttons, the little X's, are a bit close to this edge here. So again, let's find out how we target it. We use our inspector here. We go in and we find, oh, okay, it's got a class called remove. All right, we want to make remove a little bit over, just a little further to the right of the amount, $195 there. So let's go to our text editor again. There we go. So again, I'm going to target this in case there's another class called remove somewhere else. I'm going to target only the removes inside the shopping cart. Padding left, in other words, to its left, we're going to add a bit of padding, and that's going to take it away from the numbers. All right, so let's copy that. Go back to our FTP program. We're going to edit our file once more. Go back down to the bottom here. We keep adding on, don't we? There we go. Shopping cart remove, save. And now when I refresh, watch what happens. The little X's move over, gives us some breathing room. So you could continue to do this. In fact, this checkout button's a little close to there, isn't it? So let's go back to our FTP program. And we do our edit again here. And we go back to the bottom. And now we're going to tell the PayPal button, we're going to say, hey, wait a minute, we want a bit of a margin on the top. And make it about 10 pixels. So it's going to space it away from everything else. And we go back and we refresh. And there, it's moved it down a bit, giving us a bit of breathing room. Now, one thing to keep in mind, all these changes we're making apply. In this case, we wanted the widget changed, but don't forget you're also changing a cart that you've got on your page or post over here, right? So it's making this move down 10 pixels. It's moving this over 5 pixels. Still looks okay. So we haven't changed anything that's really bad. Don't forget the styling can be different on this page because it's being governed by some other elements in your theme style sheet. In this particular case, the theme has added lines between each cell of a table. It looks kind of nice, but this works quite well. If we wanted to change it, we would just change our theme files again. So those are some ways that you can actually change the look of the shopping cart in the WordPress Ultra Simple PayPal shopping cart.